Well, sorry, what were you saying, John?
The language of public art, like contemporary language of public art, there is some dollar value being put on the annual event of ArtPrize. That it brings in this many $1 million to the downtown Grand Rapids core every year. And you use that dollar number to talk to members of your city council, to talk to possible venue members, to encourage further participation, to explain to business owners why they should be a part of this, why it's important, to talk about art as this like revenue generator, this real estate enlivener, this like, you know, like safe streets, good feeling community. There's a dollar value there. And like, again, you might not have that on your fingertips right now, but I guarantee you, you've published it, you've handed it out, you've talked about it at council meetings. And in fact, the people who are supplying, who you're putting this on the backs of, are the artists. Like, that's it. And like, however complex it might be to like somehow alleviate, to say, yeah, you know what, you guys, by coming here, are bringing millions of dollars to the Grand Rapids downtown core. And we would like to help you to like share that burden a little bit, because we know you're bringing this money. You're eating at our restaurants, you're staying at our hotels, you're making friends with our community, you're doing all these things for us, and we want to help you because you're coming all the way from New York, or, you know, like not just New York, you're coming from Kansas City, where there's a great art scene. You're coming from Austin, you're coming from Houston, you're coming from LA, you know, you're coming from Turkey. You're bringing all this wonderful stuff. And to say, like, we're going to share that with you a little bit, that we have this big pot, you know, not only the prize pot, but, like, we have, like, this community that is gaining from your labor, right? And so it's not just a winner-take-all scrum. And look, you know, like, if somebody paid me to move a piece to Grand Rapids and, like, paid my way and, like, I felt like I was being treated well, yeah, I would be a part of ArtPrize. But, like, frankly, like, the more I think about ArtPrize, I would be uneasy about it. I'd be uneasy because I sure wouldn't play unless I was being treated well. Unless I was at one of the venues that were treating their artists with respect, that, like, I felt like they could show me they were going to get the attention, that it was going to be treated seriously, that my work wasn't going to be shown in a bad light. But I would still know that there's an artist like on the outskirts of the town in like an empty real estate office who paid their own way from Detroit, and you know, who should be in Zone B, and who should be getting a little something, and should be getting support, and should be in a venue that feels like they have skin in the game, where if they win 20 grand. Like, all these things would make me feel like, yeah, I'm participating. Not only like, yeah, I did ArtPrize this year, but I got a lot of money for it, so I'm okay. Where, like, I could turn to my friends and be like, yeah, I did ArtPrize, and it was awesome. And I met all these great artists, and we had the best time, and we streaked in Grand Rapids, and it was so funny. And, like, I would come back, and, like, everyone would look at me and be like, oh, isn't it great that you were part of ArtPrize? That's such a great thing. As opposed to, ooh, you were part of ArtPrize.
Honestly,
I mean, this is real stuff.
Sort of, John. I mean, you had me for a little bit, but, like, you know, at a certain point, it sounds like sort of pie in the sky thinking, where like every artist that should have attention will get attention, and nobody will be left out ever, because you know, there have been societies like that in the past where that's actually happened. Like, there's always going to be someone that like is left behind, but you know, and that's like.
Right.
And of course, we build systems. I have
in no way made any suggestions this entire time that we're pie in the sky. They're all very modest, and none of them guarantees that everybody's going to be treated perfectly. It's only that there is some basic, I mean, you know, by saying like artists should be able to say, no, I don't want to be in Zone B, I want to be in Zone A. Like, that's like one of the things you can do. But just so it's transparent, just so like we can all feel good at the end of the day. And it's not very expensive stuff.
I don't understand what exactly isn't transparent. I mean, artists only show at a venue if they want to show at that venue. You know, like I was saying earlier, like artists, like the ones who are really successful, and I don't mean by winning, I mean that are successful in other ways. are really smart about what they're putting into it, what they expect to get out of it, and who they're going to work with and why.
Just to be clear, I'm not saying you're not being transparent. You're saying I am offering suggestions that wouldn't be transparent. Yeah, your system's transparent, and like looking at it, I don't like it. Like again,
No,
it's transparent. It's that's why I call it a vanity show. There's problems with it that I see. It's easy to see, and I'm offering suggestions that are equally transparent. But there's what I'm trying to offer is like possibilities of tweaking a system, of making ArtPrize more ArtPrize in a way that, like, I mean, you're saying that art has this power to do these things, but you're doing it at the expense of artists. You know, like, that's just my basic complaint. Like, make 8 prizes, instead of 16, and spend that little extra money, just, like, along, everybody who participates gets, like, a little bit of scratch. You know, like, a little bit of sense that, like, they weren't on their own.